Hey everybody, welcome to Mediumship by Picasso. My name is Picasso Roberts. I want to say thanks for stopping by. While you're here, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the little bell if you want notifications of new videos coming out, and hang out for a minute. I'm going to announce a couple of things, and I'll do a card pull, just something fun. I'm going to do it from my deck. This is the I'm No Angel, but I'm Trying deck. It's the first day of fall. It's a beautiful day. It's gorgeous outside. And, it was just such a beautiful morning. Good temperatures, tea sipping weather. Get to open the windows, listen to the birds, listen to nature until the old farts start, working on their lawnmowers. It's Florida, But it's just gorgeous. So I wanted to talk today a little about, first day of fall. I could talk about that all day long. I almost want to put a little whiskey in my teacup, but I'm not going to do that. It's that kind of weather. You warm it up with a little bit of whiskey, maybe. Anyway, one of the things I found out today is I was flipping around on some of the channels that I've subscribed to, and I found out that they have how you have Comic-Con? Well, they have something called CrimeCon, which is a true crime convention. So everybody that is connected to true crime channels or forensic investigators, authors, news anchors, court TV people. Lots and lots of stuff going on with this convention. It's called CrimeCon 2023. And there are a couple of my favorites. I subscribe to a lot of channels dealing with true crime. I can't even talk. But one of them is Profiling Evil with Mike King. And he's just got a fascinating history. If you go on to Profiling Evil on YouTube, he's got a channel. He's got a lot of videos on cases that he's followed or done reports on. He's been on lots of news stations like Court TV, Long Crime Network. He's got a lot of experience. Profiling Evil. Another channel I subscribe to is Duty Ron. It's DUTY, Duty Ron, another NYPD ex-cop, retired cop. Let me just give you a list of some of the ones that I do follow. Anyway, not all of them are going to be at that CrimeCon, but several. And then I looked at their itinerary, the schedule, but there were families connected to missing person cases. I would have loved to have been there and listened in to what's important to them, what they're looking for, how they're getting help in the industry of the missing person cases, and just how it all comes together. But anyway, let me give you, and I'll put in the link, some of these channels that I follow. If you get a chance, pop on. I don't watch regular TV anymore. I'm a big YouTube watcher. I do a lot of that because there's no there's little bitty ads, but nothing major. And they're not shoving a bunch of pharmaceutical adverts in front of your face. So Profiling Evil is one of the things, one of the channels I subscribe to. Duty Ron. Also, the lawyer Peter Tragos is an attorney over, I think he's in St. Pete or Tampa. And he's really cool about what he does because he will go over court documents. So you have an understanding of the hows and the whys and what things mean as court cases are progressing. And he does answer a lot of questions. And it's really cool. You get to learn a lot when you're watching his channel. Court TV, of course, I pay attention to that. Chaos Divers, they're search and rescue for missing persons. They find vehicles underwater. They dive for vehicles underwater. So does Depths of History. Josh Cantu, also a diver, but more along the lines, he's a videographer, so he does some really great work. Doug Bishop started a nonprofit called United Search Corps. These are all things that you should pay attention to if you have a missing person and you're at your wits end trying to figure out what to do, who to ask. Reach out to some of these people. Nick Wren is also a master diver. He's got a channel called Rattlesnake Wren. And then Exploring with Nug. Jeremy, he does a lot of searching for vehicles also, and you'll often see some of these guys pairing up together. It's how I learned about a lot of these, and I learned about Profiling Evil because I was following that Suzanne Morphew case in Salida. Is it Salida or Salida, Colorado? The woman that went missing on Mother's Day. And that was a couple years ago, but fascinating case, and hopefully, fingers crossed, it's not finished yet. Anyway, it's one of those cases that I followed very, very closely, and I think about often. I think about that case often, and how it is, where it stands now, and allegedly, the husband killed his wife, allegedly. Whatever. Anyway, there's a lot of video out there on it. I think Mike King has got a whole series of videos with regards to that case. It's fascinating stuff. If you're interested. Anyway, she went missing. They have not yet found the body. And my heart goes out to the family and the daughters, especially, having to lose their mother at such a young age. They're in their teens, when you really need to have that mother influence, I hope that the true resolution comes on that case. It's just one of those things. And then, I think those are the things. That's how I started down this whole true crime thing, this true crime little pathway. It was with that Suzanne Morphew case, learning about, the different cases that are going on, and taking classes on psychic detective investigations, and how to use the tools that I have to be able to help in the best way that I can. I wish it were all very, very easy, very clear, where you could just tune in and go, yep, that person's on such and such street, in that gully, under those leaves. And sometimes things can be really clear, and sometimes, it's just not timing. It's just not that moment that person needs to be found. It's hard. It's hard because you want to help, but you don't want to get in the way at the same time. It's just an interesting subject matter. If you're interested more in how that world works, there's an association, for lack of a better word. It's called International Remote Viewing Association, and they have videos available on that site. So let me go back to the beginning of what I started off before I went on a whole tangent about psychic detective work. When I first started working with energy and doing Reiki, and I was doing massage and all of that, and messages were coming in when I was working on people while they were on the massage table. It's just everything kind of like you get given the tools when you're supposed to be given the tools. It's just, for me, that's kind of how it went. But when I started, I read everything I could get my hands on with regards to the other side. And I remember the first person that I started reading, and actually a friend sent me a care package. I had just gone through this crazy friggin' breakup and, having a do-over. And this friend of mine, she sent me a care package with a book in it called The Eagle and the Rose. And it was by somebody called Rosemary Altea. Now, I don't know why my friend sent this book to me. Who knows why? But because she's scared. She's scared to pieces of spirit and of otherworldly stuff. It just terrifies her. So, but somehow she sent me that book and I read it. This is before everything started kind of happening. I read the book. It fascinated me. And then I started picking up, more books. The more energy work that I did and all of that, the more books I picked up. I read Dr. Brian Weiss, Many Souls, Many Masters, Many Masters, Many Souls, Many Souls, Many Masters. I read a lot of Doreen Virtue, everything Doreen Virtue. She's doing something different now, so you won't find anything of hers so much or easily. I'm glad I saved all the decks that I saved of hers, all the card decks and the books. Louise Hay, a phenomenal speaker, medium, the founder of Hay House Radio, Hay House Books, all of that. She's on the other side, but I read so much of her stuff as well. One of my favorite books of hers is You Can Heal Your Body. And then the Michael Teachings, and Edgar Cayce, Dr. Edgar Cayce. Yeah, there's a book he wrote. Did he write it or somebody write it about him? It's called There Is a River. And I can't remember who recommended that book to me, but it really was fascinating. And then as I progressed and learned and got more into this world of working with the other side, I got turned on to Lisa Williams, phenomenal teacher. Janet Havoc, she's on the other side, also phenomenal teacher. Gordon Smith, and most recently Pam Coronado and Tony Stockwell. I mean, John Holland, I took one of his classes with Pam Coronado. Just there's some really, really great teachers out there. But one of the differences between when I was coming up and learning about all of this and what's happening now and people learning about all of this, so very rarely do you see people going for the books. Everybody's online now. It's all digital. It's all Zoom like this or YouTube like this, which is great. I love it. But it's so different from holding a book in your hand and sitting quietly and absorbing the words and touching the pages and everything. It's such a different world that we live in. And we're fast with our stuff, going through the motions of the shorts and the TikTokers and the Instas and all of these things. Everything is so quick. I just want to say slow down so you don't miss something. That's one of the good things about having the books and coming up, because you could go back and you could highlight and you could, reread and hold on to that and go, you know what? I want to go back. What did they say about this? Yes, you could do it digitally, but open your freaking eyes. Now open your mind and don't get so distracted. It's nice to have a book in your hand. I rarely as much today as I used to pick up the books. But I'm going to start changing that because there are a couple of books. What's on this side? I have my bookshelf. I have a couple of books that I have not read that have been sitting on my shelf for a little while that I'm going to start picking the books back up and, just sitting in that energy of quiet time and taking in the words and listening to, putting a voice in my head to who it is that I'm reading. I really like that. I like the reading part. It's pretty cool. Anyway, why I started off on that, I think it's important to realize whether or not you're somebody who is working in this industry or working on these abilities, the abilities that you may or may not have, or if you're looking to reach out to somebody who has the ability and you need some help. I want you to understand that it doesn't all come so easy. It doesn't all come so fast. It doesn't all come at the moment you think you need it. All these answers that you're trying to get to find someone that's missing or solve a situation, to solve a crime situation. It doesn't always come how you want it to come. I wish it did. I do. I wish it did. I want you to understand that it's hard for people like me who also want you to get that information and get those answers quickly. But we have also responsibility and accountability. And one of the main things I would say is to slow it down and be sure and be accountable and be responsible about how and who you're giving these messages to and about who and how you're getting these messages across. It's important so people aren't harmed. So people who are grieving aren't harmed. For the investigators and the police, I would say be open, cautiously open, but be open to the possibilities that we can help as long as we're approaching the situations ethically and responsibly. I think these are really important words. Ethics, accountability, responsibility. I would just hope that the people who are looking for answers take a pause, ask the right questions. Don't take everything that's given to you on faith, but question it and see if it fits and or where it fits. But don't always shut the door. Trust your gut with stuff. There may be somebody out there that has answers for you. It may be one of my mentors with, dozens and dozens of police badges on her wall. It's just fascinating. I was sitting and having a conversation with somebody the other day about cold cases and, explaining about one of my mentors and her psychic detective work and all of the work that she's done. And he looked at her fee, what she charges for a reading. And it's reasonable, trust me, for the experience that she has. It's very reasonable. And one of the things that came out of his mouth was, how could you possibly charge somebody who's grieving that amount of money? How could you not charge? You have to give things value. You have to give it value. And if you have worked so hard to build what you do for a living, give it value. just like anything else. You're honing a skill. It takes time. It takes effort. It doesn't all just happen for you. There's a lot of effort that goes into what this particular person does for a living. She's good. And she's worth it. So I would say to the people that question is okay, but don't demean. Be open. Maybe you'll learn something. Maybe you'll learn about the possibilities of everything that you think you know. Maybe it's not everything. Maybe it's not enough. Maybe it's not your job to block people who you think need protecting. Maybe they need to hear something from someone like me or somebody like a mentor. I would just say be open, be cautious, but be open and trust. Trust your gut. I'll have a little sip. I know I went off on a rant. Whatever. That's all I got to say about that. That's that and a bag of chips. I'm going to pull a card. Maybe two, whatever. Let's just have a little fun. Pulling from my deck. I don't know. Sometimes there are so many possibilities out there, but because of belief systems and people who have abused situations, it makes it tough for others coming up in the ranks. You know, they've done some damage. They've given some bad information. They've cheated people, things like that. But not everybody's like that. So, So I would say trust your gut with regards to getting readings and all. No, I don't want 4,000 freaking cards. Just one more. Okay. I have crazy hair going on. I have crazy cards going on. Anyway. All right. So I'm going to put this, hang on a second. I put this off to the side. It's such a pain in the ass. So many people have great setups. I'm going to get one of those arms, those extension thingies. I'm going to put the Yeti on an extension arm thing. Eventually I will get organized and get it all together. All right. So the first card that I pulled is photograph your life. Make memories that will be embraced by all of your peeps. So it's really easy to do this now that everybody's got a camera on their phone. I was actually looking at the photo albums today. I wasn't open, but I have, where is it at? It's on this side. All of that up there are photo albums because I'm old school. And I haven't had any pictures printed off. Everything's on the phone. It's kind of weird. I was thinking about that today. Photographs are important. Those are things that you can hang on to. If we lose somebody crosses over, or for whatever reason they go missing or whatever, a photograph is so beautiful, so wonderful to be able to hang on to an image that you sometimes lose in your head. You forget about certain images and all. But I love photographs. I love to be able to hold a picture and or look at a picture taking me down memory lane, whatever. It's kind of a cool thing. Anyway, I don't hear anything. Is there anything connected? I'm not really tuned in to be honest with you guys. Oh, with this one, with the photograph, Your Life Make Memories, there's something about color connected to this. And especially because it's fall and the changing of the leaves and the different plants that come to life and all of that when we have those season changes. But there's something about color that sort of ignites us and is very healing in certain ways. Even, my two favorite seasons, fall and spring, because of those color changes, the smells, the feel, and the temperature. Fall and spring, we have the dying off of, and then the regrowth and the springing out, the new plants, the new life. It's kind of cool, but they're showing me just images of the vibrancy that nature can bring for us. Pictures of that when we can't get out in it are super, super helpful. All right, so the second card is Get Twisted with yoga or a cocktail. Try the yoga first. A healthy spine makes for a healthy body. Yeah, stretch out the spine. There's just nothing worse than when you get up and you have to creak your whole body. Yoga's really, really healthy. If I have back pain, or which happens because I have to drive into town a lot and then back a lot, it's a lot of driving and it's just really not that great on the hips and the back and all of that, plus the physical work that I do during the daytime. But yoga stretches can really help elongate the spine and stretch out the muscles. There's breath work involved. It's really, really healthy for your body. Getting some oxygen to the brain is really important. So, yeah, get twisted. I think that's it. I know I've been rambling, whatever. That's it for the card pull. Nothing major, crazy. I didn't do for the week. It's just for the day. It's just for something fun, just something to do. And I hope that some of the message coming through today helps you better understand the process and have a little more respect for what it means to be on this side of the table. Working with spirit, working with your loved ones on the other side, and or getting you those messages that you need to hear because you can tune in. I hope you open your mind a little bit and see the possibilities. All right? Anyway, there's going to be a shit ton load of editing, trust me, on this video. I hope everybody has a great week, a great month, and I got a couple of things going on online. On the 28th, I'm doing a Zoom event, mediumship demonstration on the 28th of September, another one on the 18th of October, and another one on the 15th of November. These are all online, and you can buy your tickets on mediumshipbypicasso.com. I do have books for sale if anybody's interested. My book is, I can do, if you buy them on my site, I'll sign them for you and then send them out. You can also get them on Amazon. It's called Walking the Way. It's my story of courage, strength, and my introduction to spirit. If you go into my site and see these cards, I'm no angel, but I'm trying, I have sold out. And they're very expensive to make. It's about $5,000 to run 100 decks. So just so you know, it's not one of those things that I can willy-nilly get just a couple of decks printed off. So keep that in mind. In the future, I will do that again when it's possible. It's just one of those things that I'll be working on, trying to manifest the money to be able to do that. Because they're a lot of fun, and there's good messages with, humor. So say goodbye to Jack right there. And you guys have a great week. Everybody behave. I don't have bail money. Peace.